Now to Pakistan, where church leaders are speaking out over the recent death sentence handed to a Christian man accused of blasphemy. Bishop Samson Shakurdin, president of the country's Catholic Bishops' Conference, called the ruling, quote, very, very painful. In an interview with Aid to the Church in Need, he also said many of the faithful are disappointed in the recent ruling. Earlier this week, Christians took to the streets to protest the death sentence that was given after the Christian man allegedly shared content on social media that was deemed insulting to Islam. And for more, let's turn to Ed Clancy, Director of Outreach for the Aid to the Church in Need. Ed, great to be with you again. Tell us a little bit more about this alleged incident that led to the Christian man's death sentence.
Well, interestingly, Tracy, what happened was a year ago, just about a year ago, there was an attack on a Christian community in Jaranwala. And after the attack, this young man posted some of the content of what was available on social media of the accusations. Within that, there was some alleged derogatory material. So because he posted derogatory material that was alleged to be part of this, uprising or the attacks on Christians last year, where 20 some odd buildings were burned and hundreds of people and families had to flee their homes because of it, all he did was post something about this, and therefore was considered causing violence, and also he was convicted of blasphemy.
And where's this case stand right now? I mean, is there a chance that he could get an appeal and have any foreign governments like the United States weighed in?
Well, as far as the weigh-ins of the foreign leaders, that really hasn't happened as it should yet. Certainly, there should be some outcry about this, because something in the order of 80% of all of these blasphemy rulings get thrown out upon, after appeal. And that's usually because the first level of verdict is all just about appeasing the crowds and the mobs. And then when it goes up the chain, eventually, the truth comes out. Unfortunately for the poor Christians, this is devastating. They could spend years in prison, fighting crimes that they didn't commit. And so what needs to happen is organizations as well as countries have to speak out about this. First of all, to get rid of the blasphemy laws, and secondly, there should be equal justice. You can't have situations where people are accused and they're guilty before even an opportunity to prove themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. How often does this happen? I mean, a Christian accused of blasphemy in Pakistan, and what is the situation like for the faithful there?
There are about a few dozen per year. Oftentimes, though, what's equally as dangerous is just the mere specter of being accused. So there are people who have told us that they are told that if you do anything against me, we will accuse you of blasphemy. And they know that once that accusation happens, they're guilty until they're proven innocent. And so they have to live under that fear and almost acquiesce to the wishes of those who make these threats against them. We famously know about Aja Bibi, who spent almost a decade in prison because she drank from a glass that was supposed to be, from Muslim women. And then after that, 2 days later, was accused of blasphemy, even though no one ever said it when it first happened. And then she spent, 9+ years in prison. Her baby daughter essentially grew up not near her, and she had to flee the country along with her family.
Yeah, it's really unbelievable what's happening over there. Before I let you go, Ed, what other stories are you watching right now? What's on your radar?
Well, the other thing is we are coming on the 10th anniversary of the attacks on Erbil by ISIS on the Christian quarter in Iraq, and specifically in Erbil, who housed 120,000 plus people. So within the next month or so, we will be sort of speaking about that and talking about the situation of Christians in Iraq. And of course, what's going on in the Middle East, the Christians in Gaza and Lebanon, and all of the countries that are affected are really being devastated at this time.
Yeah, Ed, thank you so much for coming on and for all that you do. We appreciate it. God bless.
You're welcome. Thank you. God bless.